Chainsaw Man is a series filled with some of my favorite two-character dynamics in fiction. Denji and Power, Aki and Himeno, Kishibe and Guangxi. Even with minimal page time, Tatsuki Fujimoto manages to capture the relationships between these characters masterfully. But Chainsaw Man chapters 115 through 117 have brought what is possibly my favorite dynamic in the entire series, the relationship between Denji and Asa. Obviously, massive Chainsaw Man spoilers ahead. To look at his relationship with Asa, we must first dissect some of Denji's other past relationships. He has had many throughout the series. However, if you look closely, most share a common thread. The relationship began with Chainsaw Man, not Denji. Now this is obvious for Makima, approaching Denji and making him her dog. But even characters like Aki and Kishibe and Best Boy Beam all saw him as Chainsaw first, Denji second. Aki and Kishibe call him a devil or a toy, and Beam worships him as Lord Chainsaw. Of course, these develop as the series progresses, and many gain genuine affection towards Denji. But they began on the basis of him harboring the Chainsaw Devil in his heart, nonetheless. There is one major, notable exception to this: Power. Power never really cares that Denji is the Chainsaw Man. Instead, she merely sees him as a human. Unfortunately, Power is racist, so this doesn't do Denji any favors. But over time, as Power and Denji bond over their idiocy and their love of their pets, they gain the sibling best friend relationship we all know. Never during this journey does Power think of Denji as Chainsaw Man. Just as Part 2 is mirroring many plot elements of Part 1, so too is it mirroring Denji's relationships with others through his unique relationship with Asa. Just like with Power, Asa does not immediately respect Denji, and does not even know that he is a hybrid with a devil, like herself. Both Power and Asa try to use Denji to their own ends initially, with Denji none the wiser to their intentions. Even in personality, Denji notes that Asa reminds him of an old friend, when she boastfully exclaims herself to be fun and charming. The very foundation of Denji and Asa's relationship is one of the healthiest in the series thus far. The characters and friends Denji meets in Part 1 are almost never due to his own volition. He meets Aki because of Makima, Power because of Makima, Kishibe because of Makima, Beam because of Makima, Reze because she's a Russian agent sent to kill him. All because of his chainsaw heart. Not the best track record. But Asa is different. They're introduced to one another not because they're War and Chainsaw, but because they are Asa and Denji. Thanks, Yoshida. None of this is to say their relationship forms fully naturally. Yoru wants to transform Denji into a weapon, and the two are forced to spend time together due to the machinations of famine and the ability of eternity. Even so, that time together leads to them talking from the heart, and beginning to truly understand each other. When they meet, they see the flaws of the other on full display. Denji's brazen nature, proudly defending Chainsaw Man. Asa's rudeness and social ineptitude, droning on about anemones and starfish. Asa ditches Denji when he claims to be Chainsaw Man. Denji ditches Asa when she tries to exert control over him on their date. He has learned from the past and grown from his experiences with Makima. He will not be controlled that way again. Both get annoyed and pissed off by each other, and both are so very human. But, forced to spend time together in the aquarium, they begin to talk. While Denji is ripping off homeless people, he does so to give his little sister a proper education. And just as he once appealed to the humanity of that girl in the cafe, he appeals to the humanity of Asa, handing her the starfish, and showing that he did listen to her dull rants about sea creatures, no matter how much he wanted to see the penguins. And Asa respects this, and even steps out of her comfort zone and tries a bite of fish. She too has learned from the past. No longer just the timid girl refusing to take risks, quite literally tripping over herself. She has grown. Even if she has to spit it out, she still tried. Denji, in turn, respects this. She makes Denji laugh, and he makes her feel confident. While Asa may put on a facade of confidence at times in the mirror, being around Denji is potentially the one time in the series so far where Asa seems truly happy with herself. Fujimoto draws her with a blush, boasting about herself and looking to Denji for affirmation. They see each other as they truly are, and accept that. She sees Denji for the horny moron he is, and he sees her for the clumsy, socially inept nerd she is. But even with their differences, they can run and laugh together, just like Asa learned from her first friend. They both have real flaws, real moments of bonding, real conflict. They are real people, and as they realize the humanity of one another, Asa comes to truly fall for Denji, and Denji comes to truly appreciate Asa. And perhaps they have formed the healthiest relationship either has yet to know. And with chapter 117 leaving off on an awful cliffhanger, I am almost certain that Yoru will be unable to transform Denji, for he does not feel owned by Asa, nor does Asa see him as under her control. They are equals, flawed, but real. Now, here's my vision for the conclusion of Chainsaw Man. Obviously, this portion of the video is entirely speculative, and whatever Fujimoto comes up with will probably be 10 times better. But let me set a scene. A conclusive final battle, set in the depths of hell. Denji lays defeated next to Asa, and they face a being more intimidating than the Darkness Devil, more menacing than Makima, more insurmountably powerful than the Gun Devil. Death itself. And yet, just as it tries to land one final blow on Asa, it is ripped to shreds. As it falls, lifeless, Asa stands tall, a chainsaw in her hands. Makima once saw Denji as nothing but a vessel for Chainsaw Man, hero of hell. She never saw Denji for who he really was, and this led to her downfall. Asa, in stark contrast, has never seen Denji as Chainsaw Man. Upon meeting him, she quite literally did not even believe that he was Chainsaw Man, even calling him out as a liar when Denji confesses his identity. She sees him as the idiotic dude from her class, with a heart of gold. In seeing, befriending, and loving Denji for the foolish protagonist we all love, Asa can rise above even the deadliest foe, and create the greatest weapon war has ever known. And Denji, too, could finally choose something in his life. No longer owned by Makima, nor monitored by mysterious organizations, nor chasing dreams that ultimately leave him unfulfilled. In death, he can choose who to protect. He lost his family once before. He will not lose that family again. Or maybe Fujimoto will make Denji die to the boob devil 10 chapters from now. Who the hell knows? All I know is the relationship between Asa and Denji, even so early in part 2, is incredibly compelling and well written, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what Fujimoto cooks up next.